Welcome, I'm Coda.
And I'm Corgi.
And today we're filming
Noms.
Alright, today we got a local restaurant, Mikey's Deli and Cafe. They let us come in and film them and do all sorts of stuff. We're not entirely sure what yet. We haven't gone in yet. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, this will be fun. We're in Mikey's Deli and Cafe, and this is the wonderful Kayla, who's led us into their kitchen to teach us how to make
blondie bars.
Blondie bars. Got no idea what those are yet. What are those?
So basically a blondie bar is a brownie, but instead of putting chocolate in it, we put other things in it, like butterscotch, sometimes we'll do white chocolate. It's basically a tan brownie.
Tan brownie, I can work with that. All right. So here we go.
Okay, so first we're going to start with our flour. I'm going to show you how the proper way to measure flour, especially when you're baking. This is important that you don't get too much flour into a recipe because it can turn out pretty cakey. It can fall apart on you. So, and then for this recipe right here, we need 12 cups of flour. So you guys ready?
Yep, sure.
Okay, so you always start off with a spoon, and this is a dry measuring cup. Okay. You don't want to use the one that has a nice little handle like this, because this is a wet. Okay. This only goes with liquids. Beautiful way to crack your eggs. Make sure you don't have any shells in it, but do never measure a dry ingredient in that. So, yep. So with your flour, you always want to use a spoon and just spoon it in. That way it can get airy. You're not compacting it in there. Most people like to do this. Too much flour into that one little cup. Now obviously you can use another measuring spoon if you don't want to spend time doing this. Which actually we might do, because that's just going to take forever.
Oh my.
Ta-da! Alright, so we got it nicely in there. Then you're going to take your knife, your butter knife, straight edge. You're going to tap, 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 and then brush. Nice even amount.
I tap that.
You tap that? Alright.
This is why we call it the issue box.
So, if you guys want to start doing that, you have one there, you need 11 more to go. My trick.
I'm not entirely sure I know how to count that high.
This is the off button. My trick, use an expo marker. Lovely little thing. Take it, right? And it comes off. Woo. So you got one. All right.
Please, make sure the surface that you are doing this on actually does not hold it.
Yes.
Because that leaves a mess, and that's not fun to clean.
Don't do that on a cutting board.
Yep, not on a cutting board. Any smooth surface. And even if you have like a container like this, you can do it on there too. So I'm gonna let these lovely people go ahead and measure out 11 more cups, and we'll be right back.
Wiggity whack you.
All right.
This is going to take some time, so mind the editing if there's some in there.
Hey, edit. Dude, speed this up. Do it. Hurry up.
All right, we're at 7.
We've already surpassed where I can count.
All right, so after you have your 12 cups of flour, we're gonna move this out of the way and clean up our area. Flour's messy.
I didn't do it.
He did it.
No proof of that.
Oh yes. Look at his
Your
hands
logic
too.
has no method.
Excuse me, Mr. Coda. All right. So this is gonna go into our lovely mixing bowl over here. And the fun part is to try to get it all in there without spilling. So therefore, we use our trusty spoon. So, to crack an egg, it's nice to have a bowl for your garbage, a cup to put your eggs in to make sure you have no shells, and each time that you crack an egg, you're gonna dump it into the bowl. You know, unless you're a good cracker and you don't have any shells. So we're gonna go ahead and do the 6, and then we'll let them practice cracking the eggs.
How many do we need after the 6?
Okay, so since we're doubling our recipe, we're gonna do 12 eggs like we did 12 cups of flour.
Okay.
Okay?
Keep that in mind, viewers.
Yes. So we're at 4. Big shell. See, this is why we jump back and forth. 5. And 6.
Sure.
Sounds good. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in.
Yay!
I'm gonna go ahead and dump this. Alright.
Gross.
Oh, there you go.
By the deep-rooted pestilence inside me.
We're gonna pretend that never happened. No, these tiny shells.
Alright, so tiny shell. What we do,
Whatever, dude.
take your spoon, back of a spoon, and then we go fishing.
Yep, pushed it to the bottom.
Okay.
Here they are.
Now we need our butter. Before videotaping this, we had already melted 4 cups of butter.
Paula Dean would be proud.
Paula Dean would be proud. So you want to make sure your butter is liquid. That way, yeah. Make sure it's liquid so that way when you start to mix it, it doesn't form like a thick dough. It kind of like smooths it all out. So into the, just take your measuring cup again. Excuse me. Oh, come on. There we go. You're gonna get another clean spoon because you don't want to cross-contaminate when you're going into bags. And so basically, you take it, you're gonna put it in there. Then you're gonna use the back of it, and you're gonna push it in there.
But wait, this brown sugar doesn't look like normal sugar. Is that normal?
So yes, this is called a light brown sugar. It has more of the molasses in it when you, okay, hold on. So when you refine sugar, it comes mostly like this. Your like everyday table sugar has been bleached and your molasses has been taken out. So this sugar, if you feel it, it's gonna stick together versus your like regular granule sugar, it's gonna fall apart. So it has molasses in it. So you got 1, and then we need about 8 more cups to go.
8 more cups.
8 more cups.
More.
Actually, 9. We're gonna do 9 cups.
9.
9 cups of sugar.
With us.
Yeah. And I don't know if we have 9 cups of sugar. That's why I said that.
That's good.
All right.
Hey, check this out. Editing.
Yeah. So the last ingredient that we're gonna add is the vanilla. And we're gonna need 4 tablespoons of vanilla. Tablespoons is the big one. The teaspoon is your smaller one. And so here we go. We got 1. Do it?
Sure. Corgi has no problem messing with vanilla.
2.
Does Coda want to try? God, I take that as a yes.
Oh no! You're not gonna fall. It just it's on this thing.
That scares me.
All right,
Now let the
one
professional finish.
last one more. All right, and that's 4. Do you like to do the honors of dumping it into the dish? Okay, so this is our standard mixer. This is the biggest one we have. Of course, there's 2 types of mixing bowls. There's one that's slightly smaller than this one. And so this mixer has 3 speeds. And for mixing stuff that you just put in there, I like to mix it on number 1 first, because then you don't get this big old flour mixture explosion in your face. Yes. There's a lever.
in the front row, you might get wet.
Oh yes. There is a lever up here that moves your bowl up, and we're gonna go ahead and start. Back here, I know it's hard to see. There's a nozzle that says on and off. You want to make sure that your switch is on, which it is, and then you have a hold button, and then a timer. I myself usually keep it on the hold just because I like to watch it go and make sure that everything's mixed up before it stops unexpectedly on me. That's not always a good thing, because sometimes you need it to be, like if you're doing a whipped topping, you want it to be whipped as fast as it can go and not stopping every 5 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this together on the speed number 1.
Oh damn! Wait, what is the cage for?
Okay, so your cage, this is how it actually turns on and off. See, even though the machine is on and the cage is back, it's not gonna turn on. When it's down like this and the cage is on, it's not gonna turn on. The cage is just a safety mechanism so that you don't lose your new fingers when you're trying to mix up stuff.
Remember, kids, don't stick your hands in objects you shouldn't.
Yes. And so we're gonna go ahead and turn it on speed number 2 and let that start mixing up. Since we're doing such a large amount, it's gonna take a little bit, but I'm gonna show you the last complete absolute ingredient that we have. In this bowl, we have a mixture of white chocolate chips, 1 bag, and then 2 bags of the butterscotch. Just when I make brownies or cakes or these blondie bars, at the very last minute before I put these in, I like to whip it just a little bit to get a little bit of air in it so it's not so dense. The word dense applied in cooking means it's not so fudgy and cakey, or not so fudgy, but it's more cakey and light and airy. So we're gonna watch that go.
So much violence.
So much violence. We gotta whip it real good. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add this. We're gonna move this lever back down so we don't make another mess. And we can push this back with our hands. And in they go.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye. All right, and now we don't wanna whip it anymore with the chips in it because we want our chips to stay nice and pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and move it down to speed number 2. Bring it back up. And yes, this can get heavy. That's why the nice little lever is there for us. All right, and we are spinning. Alrighty. So now that we have our mixture, we're gonna bring it down. We are going to detach this. And then bring it fully down. Ta-da!
Look at that.
This is our mixture.
Don't just
Yummy.
It is gorgeous. So, you know, so we don't waste, yes, so we don't waste any of our batter. We're gonna shake that off. Oops. And sometimes you shake it so much that it ends up there. And we'll clean that off later. So, because of the power of TV, I have already lined 24 muffin pans.
24?
24.
That's like double 12 or something.
Yep. And these blondie bars are actually going to be used for a wedding. And so,
A special wedding.
yep. This is our lovely little scoop that we're going to use. And this scoop lets us accurately measure about the same amount of batter into each of our cups. That's important because you don't want to have one cup have too much batter in it and need more time cooking versus one cup that has too little of batter in and cooks really, really fast. And so, you know, it's just easier. And this is like just a standardized cookie scoop that I like to use, you know, basically with everything. The scoops can come in different forms. You can just use a standard ice cream scoop. There's things called cupcake scoops, which is like a fourth a cup of, you know, fourth a cup. This I think is about a little bit bigger than an eighth a cup of measuring that we're using. So I'm going to finish this real quick and then let them try it out.
Editing magic.
All right, this lovely baby is called a convection oven. This is different than your standard oven because instead of just like a light going on and it cooking it like that, air actually will circulate through this and cook it by air. It's a better way to cook just because it cooks a little bit more evenly and you don't get random like bubble spots from a light down here being too bright or this light over here being too dull. So let's go ahead and turn this on. The power, you have an actual power button here that turns the whole thing on, and then you have to turn on the fan. The fan is now on. We're gonna set it at 350. I'm gonna go ahead and cook them for about 15 minutes. We'll check in between and see, you know, how they look.